Hello, and welcome to this special preview event. I'm Tony Aiello with CBS New York. I've been around the Westchester County art scene for more than 20 years. I've never been more excited about a public art project. Vinnie Bagwell's Enslaved Africans Rain Garden, brilliant in its design, skillful in its creation, profound in its impact. It humanizes those who suffered the inhumanity of a not-so-distant time. Already on display at the Yonkers Public Library, Isati, a majestic Liberian woman, dignified and graceful despite being enslaved. And Themba the boatman, equipped with valuable skills and a desire to help those seeking freedom. Now, 3 additional figures to complete the group. Sola and Olumide, childhood companions with fading memories of their homelands. And Bibi the elder, pausing during her labors to reflect and pray. The group, richly detailed and profoundly moving, realized by the talented hands of artist Vinnie Bagwell.
Boy, it's been a long time. 12 years goes by in a flash. I remember the first time sitting knee to knee with Patricia Mcdowell conceiving the Enslaved Africans Rain Garden. And she asked me, how long is it going to take? I said 10 years, if we don't have any glitches. And, well, it's 12. But still, it's been an amazing adventure. And I'm so excited about seeing the 5 of them in the same place at the same time. Of course, I'm really psyched to have them permanently installed, but this is a major milestone. They're all finished. And to enable people to be able to see them cast is exciting. I just can't wait for you to see them.
Thank you, Vinnie. And Vinnie, I know you are grateful for the support and advocacy of so many who have led us to this day. Right now, we're going to hear from some key supporters, including former Yonkers City Council Majority Leader Patricia Mcdowell, former Yonkers City Council President Chuck Lesnick, our current mayor Michael Spano, and the Yonkers Planning and Development Commissioner Louis Albano.
Welcome to the Yonkers Riverfront Library. 12 years ago, it was hard to believe that there were no public artworks in the United States dedicated to the people who built the nation's foundation in the new millennium. Fast forward to today. We are in a pivotal moment as our nation focuses on closing the racial divide. Hope has been returned to the people. That is why the city of Yonkers is so proud to share this sneak peek of the 5 life-size bronze sculptures that will be permanently installed in the Enslaved Africans Rain Garden on the shore of the Hudson River this spring. The garden positions Yonkers in a history as a leader shepherding racial equality through art in a public place that is accessible and tangible to the community. It creates an urban heritage destination that highlights the contributions of enslaved Africans and humanizes them in our memories. Yonkers has had a long partnership with artist Vinnie Bagwell, a pioneer in the community, making sure we don't forget our roots. During the creation of her first public artwork, the First Lady of Jazz, Ella Fitzgerald, she introduced our youth to a new medium. That sculpture made Yonkers the first municipality to commission a public artwork of a contemporary African-American woman in the United States. While working tirelessly on her project, Vinnie has invited our community into her studio to see each sculpture before they were cast. And I remember the first time I visited her studio in the Charlie Barn to see Issa T, and what a treat that was. When we come together in June to celebrate the permanent installation, it will be the beginning of another chapter for public art in Yonkers. And I look forward to seeing our arts community find new ways to map the city's assets with meaningful art. My sincere thanks to Vinnie and former City Council Majority Leader Patricia Mcdowell for striking the match to ignite the flame that became the Enslaved Africans Rain Garden. A special thank you to former City Council President Chuck Lesnick, former Human Rights Commissioner Connie Fowler, and Arts Westchester CEO Janet Langston for being supportive. Thank you to our great Governor Andrew Cuomo, New York State Council of the Arts, the Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, and the National Endowment for the Arts, Con Edison, Entergy, Metro Partners, and all the people who helped make this initiative become a reality for all the people of our city and the community at large. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek. I hope to see you all again soon.
Hi, my name is Patricia Mcdowell. I am the former Majority Leader of the Yonkers City Council. Welcome. This day has finally arrived. And the way we got here is very interesting. About several years ago, I attended the dedication of a monument that was going to be dedicated to the Orthodox Jewish community, where their cemetery was desecrated during the construction at that particular site. Later, a couple of years later, I attended an event at the Philipse Manor Hall, where they highlighted the enslaved Africans who lived in the Westchester area. At that event, I asked the question, where are the slaves buried? To my surprise, and maybe not really to my surprise, no one was able to answer my question. So as I left that event, I decided that I wanted a monument, and not just a simple stone. I wanted a monument that represented the enslaved Africans who lived throughout Yonkers during that time. Entergy had given me $25,000, which I felt would be more than enough to complete this project. All I needed was an artist. Who will be the artist for such a great project? Vinnie Bagwell came to mind. She had just completed Ella Fitzgerald, an amazing statue that sits in the city of Yonkers by the train station. Also, I remembered her from Arts on Main Street. And then, of course, she's a Yonkers resident. I met with Vinnie. I told her my ideas. I wanted them to show dignity. So Vinnie quickly agreed to do the project. Vinnie informed me that the project was going to well exceed the $25,000. Okay, no problem. I'm on the city council. We'll raise the money. And within a year, or maybe a little bit longer, the project will be completed. Vinnie informed me that this project is going to take at least 10 years in the making. Well, here we are today, 10 plus years later, and to unveil our Enslaved African Rain Garden. Now, we still have more to do. We still have to do the benches. We also have to do the landscaping. We're going to have an educational component to this, so we need more money for that as well. So donations are always welcome. If you haven't done so already, I would like to take this opportunity to ask you to like our Facebook page and to tell your friends, your family about our project, and also have them like our Facebook page as well. We have future updates coming. We are continuing building upon this project, and we would like the community to be included in that as well. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank those who have been a part of this project from day one. Mayor Phil Almaconi, who gave us our first government funding, Mayor Michael Spannell, who loved the idea of the African Rain Garden and wanted to be a part of it and wanted to make sure that he saw this project through its completion. I'd like to thank George Latimer, the county exec, the County Board of Legislators, the Yonkers City Council, the Yonkers community. I'd like to thank our local churches, and I'd like to thank our friends and our family. And excuse me and pardon me if I left anyone out. Oh, I did. I left out the Westchester Council of the Arts. Forgive me. So again, it's not too late to donate to our project. I like to take this moment to thank Vinnie Bagwell. She has been an amazing partner in this project. She is an amazing artist, and I couldn't partner with anyone better than Vinnie Bagwell. She has taken this project to another level, and for that, I thank her for her dedication. So in the words of Vinnie Bagwell, I like to say, stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Lou Albano. I'm the Commissioner of the Department of Planning and Development for the City of Yonkers. And I've been involved with Vinnie Bagwell for quite a few years now for the development of the Enslaved African Rain Garden in the downtown and the waterfront for the city. When Vinnie first came to us a few years ago to propose this project, we saw it as an important step in the history of the city of Yonkers, not only culturally but historically, for the African American community and for the education of the entire city as a whole, to show what the impact was of the slave trade in the early parts of the Republic, and as it related to the city of Yonkers, because a lot of people don't realize how it impacted even the Northeast at that time. When Vinnie first came and proposed this project, and she showed us the display of the 5 sculptures that she wanted to and how it would be tied together in a rain garden setting, where it would have showed the natural environment of where the individuals would have originally come from as they came to these shores. We viewed it as an exceptional educational opportunity for the city of Yonkers, and we look at it not only for that educational purpose, but also to draw people to the downtown, to be able to see the revitalization of the downtown. And we rely on partners like Vinnie Bagwell to not only to produce these works of art, but to help us with the educational foundation and the revitalization for the downtown as we continue to move Yonkers forward into the 21st century. It's been a pleasure working with Vinnie all of these years on various projects. This is not the first project that the city has worked on with her, and we've collaborated with her on quite a few things. And the fact that she is a member of the community and takes great pride in being a citizen of the city of Yonkers only helps us to work and create a stronger bond with her as we move forward on these projects.
Hi, I'm Chuck Lesnick, and I'm standing here in Yonkers on the shores of the Hudson River. And several hundred years ago, as this city was growing, it had a thriving population of white people and black people. And the story of the black people really was never properly told. We have the Philipse Manor Hall in Yonkers, which was a hub for commerce, but it was also a hub for slave trading. And we in the North don't like to talk about the fact that we were a hub for slave trading. We think of it as a Southern problem, but it really was something that our economy was built upon as well. We have a vibrant African-American community in Yonkers now, including Vinnie Bagwell, who's not only a renowned sculptor worldwide, but a great storyteller. And the story she's telling here with the Enslaved African Rain Garden that's going to be right here along the Hudson is the story of people of the time, not specific people, but prototypical people who represented the Africans who lived in Yonkers at that time. And I am looking forward to that story coming to life through the sculptures that will be standing here. Vinnie has a presence already in Yonkers with the Ella Fitzgerald statue that was put in 25 years ago. I worked with Vinnie on that project as Director of Economic Development for the City of Yonkers years ago, and that's how our friendship began. And I was able to continue working with Vinnie during my tenure as Yonkers City Council President under several mayors, Mayor Amiconi, Mayor Spano, who helped secure funding with state and federal dollars, with the cooperations of lots of Yonkers municipal officials, lots of business leaders, lots of people in the community to make this installation possible.
Thank you all. Key supporters of the Enslaved Africans Rain Garden include members of the Yonkers delegation in Albany. It is my privilege to welcome a woman who's made history herself, the State Senate Majority Leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, and the Chair of the Senate Education Committee, Senator Shelly Mayer.
Hello, I'm Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins. I want to congratulate my friend Vinnie Bagwell for completing the Enslaved Africans Rain Garden, which will be featured at the Yonkers Riverfront Library before it is moved to its permanent home on the waterfront. 156 years ago, slavery was abolished in the United States with the ratification of the 13th Amendment. As a nation, we celebrate that moment. But as a people, we know 400 years of history cannot be erased with the stroke of a pen. Slavery must be acknowledged and learned about. And I thank Vinnie for being an agent for social and educational growth for our community through her work. This project immerses us all in the untold story of enslaved men and women, young and old, who helped build our community, our city, and our nation. This exhibit focuses not just on what was taken from each of them, but on what remains, their strength, their identity, their contributions, while allowing each of us to confront their individual realities and consider them as our own. There is immense power in this project, especially for our young people in Yonkers. I hope they will take the opportunity to experience this living history firsthand. Again, congratulations, Vinnie, on completing this tremendous project. The City of Yonkers and our state are well served by your talent and your work.
Hi, I'm State Senator Shelly Mayer, a proud resident of Yonkers and a state senator who represents a good portion of Yonkers. And I'm pleased to be here to honor the work of my friend Vinnie Bagwell and the Enslaved Africans Rain Garden project, and particularly the sculptures being displayed here at the Yonkers Public Library. You know, we sometimes forget that New York State played a significant role in the institution of slavery in the United States. It may be something we don't want to recall, but Vinnie's work reminds us that there were enslaved Africans right here in our own backyard, across the street at Philipse Manor Hall. And these individuals that she has displayed and recreated with these sculptures are individual human beings. And through her work, we are reminded that each one had a life, a story, an occupation, a passion that was forever altered by their status as an enslaved African. I'm particularly moved that there are 2 children among these sculptures. It really strikes at your heart that these children were part of the enslaved African community. But each of them is made human by Vinnie's work and by the creation of real life, large sculptures that force us to deal with the humanity of these individuals, and in fact, of a whole group of people who were enslaved. I'm honored to be able to celebrate this work, to credit Vinnie for her leadership, and to look forward to the Enslaved African Rain Garden when it is completed.
Peace and love, everyone. Congressman Bowman here. I would like to congratulate Vinnie Bagwell on completing 5 life-size sculptures of enslaved Africans. The sculptures were inspired by the slaves that work on Philipse Manor estate. This is an example of the complicated history of America, the story of American wealth built on the backs of captured, stolen people. I look forward to seeing this work fully installed on the Hudson Riverbank at 20 Water Street. Until then, I ask the family to join me in viewing the sculptures at the Yonkers Riverfront Library. Peace and love.
Thank you. Vinnie's passion for this project was fueled in part by a desire to create another destination on the Yonkers waterfront. These figures of enslaved Africans will stand on land that once was part of a slaveholding estate. It's now open to the public, which increasingly appreciates the effort in Yonkers to reclaim public access to the Hudson River. Vinnie's design concept marries culture with nature, intersecting a painful history with a hopeful, sustainable future. It is impossible to imagine the Westchester art scene without Janet Langsam, the CEO of Arts Westchester, who's done more than anyone to bring people to the arts and art to the people.
I'm Janet Langsam. I'm CEO of Arts Westchester, and I am a fan of Vinnie Bagwell. As an artist, she is non-paralleled. I first got to know Vinnie when she came to me to ask my support for a project that she was doing in Yonkers called Enslaved African Rain Garden. I thought at first maybe she wanted money, but no, she had money and she needed a fiscal sponsor. So she asked whether Arts Westchester could do that. That was one of the very first grants that she got 12 years ago, and over the 12-year period, the project has grown and has incorporated many, many other supporters and people. She likes to call me a godmother of the project, but I'm sure that by now, after 12 years, she has many godmothers. But what is extraordinary about this project are 2 things. First is Vinnie's extraordinary talent as a self-taught sculptor. She has a way of using clay and turning it into something extraordinary. And she has done that in Yonkers with the Ella Fitzgerald sculpture. But in fact, she's done sculptures all over the country. This particular project is really close to my heart because Vinnie, who was born and lived in Yonkers until she was 10 years old, wanted to do something that would honor enslaved Africans in Westchester County. The Philipses were a family that were very well known, both as Dutch colonists, but also as slave traders and owners. And in Westchester, there really isn't a place where African Americans are honored for their contributions to the county and to the prosperity of Westchester. And there is a long history of their contributions to Westchester County. And Vinnie, who loved Yonkers and loves Westchester County, wanted to be the person to tell that story. And she does that so well with 5 figures of slaves, more or less a composite of slaves that worked in the Philipse properties in Yonkers. And I believe they were slaves that were manumitted long before others were freed. But for a young girl in Yonkers to come back and create a legendary place for African Americans, not just in Westchester, but in this country, to be able to honor their ancestors and the contributions that they made to this country is remarkable. And so I say, I am a fan of Vinnie Bagwell. I believe she's a hero to her people.
Hi, I'm Mario Caruso. I'm Grants Manager for the City of Yonkers Planning and Development Department. And I've been managing this project alongside artist Vinnie Bagwell for the past 11, 12 years of planning these 5 sculptures, that it's so exciting that they're all done now. So we have now got Bibi, the elder woman, being installed in the Riverfront Library, as well as the children now are here alongside Isati and Themba, the boatman, that have been here since November of 17. We're so excited they're here. They're here going to be temporarily, hopefully until this summer. By the middle of the summer, we're going to be building the Enslaved African Rain Garden out on the Hudson Esplanade, several hundred yards south of the city pier. So come check it out. It's right near the Apex Apartments. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to see them out in their permanent spot. So great job to Vinnie Bagwell. They look beautiful. 12 years in the making. Let's do this.
Well, the statues will motivate the students when they come to the library to do any research on either on Black History Month or during the slave trade. So I'm very happy that we have all of them here at the library.
I can't believe Bibi's here. I can't believe the twins are here either. It's been a long road for Vinnie. Really seeing the entire collection together is just awesome. I mean, you can really see her vision. You can really see how everything has come together, and I couldn't be happier for her and for the project.
I am so glad we are in the process of removing Confederate statues and being more inclusive, more diverse, more open-minded, more loving. I think as a community and as a nation, this is what we need, and this is what we need to heal.
This is great for Yonkers. I can't believe this is here. Thanks, Vinnie.
Thank you for joining us for this special preview event and for sharing our excitement as this project moves to completion. This will be a place that will touch our hearts, challenge our minds, invigorate our community, generate civic dialogue, and tell a story that needs to be told. We are working towards a completion date, 2021, the official dedication of the permanent installation of the Enslaved Africans Rain Garden on the Hudson River in Yonkers, New York.